Hey, Scott Russell. The Global Freedom Movement on TikTok got shut down, and it was going great. I think we just passed 1 million likes and had, it was about just past 70,000 members. The thing was really, really roaring. That's why they tried restricting it for a while, and then the restrictions got removed, and it opened up and started to have a bunch of people joining it again, so they shut it down. Um, but I wanted to just talk about that. I believe that's not my purpose. I think, and some of you folks will get this, some won't. It's fine. I think what we are seeing with the globalists is biblical. I don't believe we'll stop it. The freedom movement in most of the world has just resorted to being another religion. And I've come from a religious background, I know. So God moves and touches a life, then people camp out where that happened and they try to replicate it and they can't. And so they spend the rest of their time trying to convert others to come and join their religion. And then they put on lots of events, what a church has put on: dances, concerts, heck yeah, you name, barbecues. They do everything they can to try to get people in that know they need freedom. And every religion is based in what was freedom in some way in someone's life, and then they started to make freedom about works instead of the spirit of freedom. And I think a lot of the freedom movement has become that. I'm not criticizing it. It's just coming from a religious background. I struggle to see any difference. I was a minister for most of my life, still are, but just out of the organised church. So when I have my group on Facebook, the 3 groups on there, the Global Freedom Movement 1 and 2, and Page, and 2 Free Scott, TikTok was part of that. It was hard because of the offence of what you see. It's very easy to start to slip into activism, and it's very easy message to sell, because it's easy to show people what's going on is wrong and try to wake them up. And that's not why I'm here. Others may be, but it's not my purpose, and I'm not criticising those whose purpose that is. My purpose here is to be a voice of divine hope, to build an ark. I believe what we are seeing here, a spiritual ark. I believe what we are seeing here are end-time events that are biblical in proportion. It is not about, I don't think we will stop it, and if I waste my time trying to stop it, then I'm fighting God himself. It's biblical prophecy. You may not believe in the Bible. My word to you is you will before long. And I think that God, every time in the Bible there was the mainstream was always wrong. He always had a remnant, and a remainder of people who heard or resonated with a spirit of freedom, God's spirit voice. And ultimately the mainstream was carried away, and the remnant became the next mainstream. And then another remnant came up. My TikTok, I started to slip into activism. I started to show people a lot of what was going on, and in a very forceful way, I guess. And that's not why I'm here. I am here to say, prepare. There is hope, there is divine hope, but we are about to see this world. We are watching this world shift gears, come into a new paradigm. It is a great reset. It will be a great reset. The great reset will not be stopped, I don't believe, because I think, we might be able to slow aspects of it, but ultimately we're all going to be facing it. Like I've repeatedly said, they will crash the global economy, the currencies of the world. That is why the World Economic Forum and all these globalists are currently in hiding, because when they pull the pin on they're trying to get out of the limelight. So when they pull the pin on the financial systems of the world, there's not lynch mobs turning up in Davos looking for them. So they are trying to get under the radar a little bit so they don't get the blame. And heed the warning. They are going to crash before the end of 2023 or the latest of 2024 presidential election. They are going to crash the US dollar and the financial systems of this world. And there is no final answer. You can do things that will prolong, and I think it's good to have food, or it's good to have some gold, which ultimately they'll take, but it's good to have some of those things to ease the shock and to give you a bit of slack when it hits. Because when these things hit, your mind, your will, your emotions goes crazy, and you need, you and I need to have a bit of respite, somewhere we can just take a bit of rest. Having some extra food there takes a little bit of pressure off. It's not going to be your answer, but it'll take a bit of pressure off. There's no one answer, but for God's sake, prepare in hope. So I'm convinced that we will see the crash of the US currency and economy. I think there'll be 3 years of chaos like we're seeing in France, and the globalists want that because it's going to make the American people willing to conform, willing to listen, and willing to do as they're told. At the end of about a 3-year period, they will put in somebody like a Trump. Maybe it'll be Trump will come in, or maybe he'll win the next election. I don't know. He may win the election, but then have to deal with the currency crash. But ultimately, I don't know who will be what. I'm just seeing in a glass dimly what I sense. Could be completely wrong. And then I think, fly. And then I think the CBDC will be brought into America. Because if there is a mark of the beast, and you believe in the mark of the beast, it's not for half the world, it's for the whole world. And the Bible talks about the unity, the Antichrist being all of mankind united as one. And I think they will have a leader, because mankind wants to follow an Antichrist leader, but the ultimate one that upholds that leader is the humanistic Antichrist spirit of mankind saying, look what we've achieved. The Bible says they'll say peace, peace, and then sudden destruction. Keep preparing, keep preparing, keep preparing. I am not here to try to be the viral voice, here to be a voice for a remnant that resonates with what I'm saying. If you don't resonate with it, this is not the place for you. You're welcome to be here, but it's going to be strange talk to you. But if something resonates inside of you, beyond your fear, beyond your anxiety, beyond depression, beyond everything you're hearing, something inside is resonating with what I'm saying, then you're my church. I'm your church. And that's the freedom of the Spirit. Let's build around that. Let's walk in that. I'm going to back off sharing videos on Facebook that are bordering on activism, because I, again, want to be the voice of divine hope. Divine hope. I have that program with Melissa. It's about divine hope. Melissa is created, I believe, for hope. She brings divine hope. And as that's awakening in her more and more, you will hear it resonate out and change lives. Take the journey with us. Take the journey. There's some wild times ahead, but God's got this. And He's got you.